What's good, YouTube? I'm DJ Punisher 190, and welcome. First, to God be the glory, and I say thank you, Jesus. This video will be about why New Edition should be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. First of all, we all know about New Edition. We've seen the movie. We know that they were an original 5-member group from Boston consisting of Ronnie DeVoe, Bobby Brown, Ricky Bell, Michael Bivins, and Ralph Tresvant, and later adding the final and 6-member R&B soul singer Johnny Gill to the group from Washington, D.C. First, I'm just going to start out with their hit songs that we all know and love and where they stood on the R&B charts. Yes, the R&B charts. I didn't say the Billboard Hot 100, even though they had most of the songs I'm going through were on the Billboard Hot 100s, but I'm trying to just focus on the R&B aspect of it right now. But let's get into it. We're going to start with the Candy Girl album. The song Candy Girl, number 1 on the charts. Is This the End? Number 8. Popcorn Love, number 25. The New Edition self-titled album, which is their second album, Cool It Now, number 1. Mr.Telephone Man, number 1. Lost in Love, number 6. My Secret, Did You Get It Yet? Number 25. We're going to go to the All for Love album. Count Me Out, number 2. A Little Bit of Love Is All It Takes, number 3. With You All the Way, number 7. I'm going to skip the Christmas album and the Under the Blue Moon album, in which they did have a hit in the cover song they did called Earth Angel. And around the year of 1986, after he was kicked out of the group, Bobby Brown released his solo album, King of Stage, and had a number 1 hit with the single Girlfriend. Sometime during 1987, while Bobby Brown was trying to establish himself as a solo artist, New Edition, now a 4-man group consisting of DeVoe, Bell, Bivins, and Tresvant, won an American Music Award for Favorite Male R&B Group of 1987. At the time, that probably was their first big award. I'm going to fast forward. I'm going to jump into the Heartbreak album. This album would be the introduction to Johnny Gill into the group, now consisting of 5 members again, starting out with If It Isn't Love, number 2 on the charts. You're Not My Kind of Girl, number 3. Can You Stand the Rain, which is pretty much, everybody knows Can You Stand the Rain, their signature song, pretty much. Can You Stand the Rain was number 1. Crucial, number 4. N.E. Heartbreak, number 13. And later, adding the hit single Boys to Men to the singles list after Johnny Gill tore it up and sank his behind off. They just had to make it a hit after that. It became a classic. After New Edition completed this album, they won an award from Soul Train for the best R&B album for N.E. Heartbreak. Also, during this time, Bobby Brown, who had established himself as a solo star, came out with his mega hit, the number 1 album at the time, Don't Be Cruel, which spawned off the hits Don't Be Cruel, which went number 1, My Prerogative, the number 1 hit, RONI, number 2, Every Little Step, number 1 hit, Rock Witcha, number 3. He did the song On Our Own for the Ghostbusters movie, Ghostbusters 2. And that was also another number 1 hit. So to remind you, Bobby Brown, as we know, like I just said, came from New Edition and was the lead singer on Mr.Telephone Man, which again was a number 1 hit. So Bobby Brown was even better when he left the group. And from the success from his Don't Be Cruel album, having it been the number 1 album in the country at the time, and having all those chart toppers, Bobby Brown won a Grammy Award for Every Little Step and an AMA and many more awards just from that 1 album alone. I mean, come on, guys. Just from Don't Be Cruel alone, he won all of those awards just for that. I believe the album sold like 10 million copies, eventually earning him diamond status. So yeah, that's from the New Edition tree. I know we have some folk that still want to hate on Bobby Brown and just won't let old stuff go, but in the late 80s and early 90s, there was no male artist other than, rest in peace, Michael Jackson, that was better than Bobby. Truth be told, before there was Usher and Chris Brown, Bobby Brown was first considered the bad boy of R&B. And in his prime, Chris Brown nor Usher, in my opinion, could mess with Bobby Brown when it came to dance moves and putting on a show. No offense, though. But moving ahead, New Edition went on hiatus and focused on solo projects. Ricky Bell, Michael Bivins, and Ronnie DeVoe formed the fun and extremely successful group Bell Biv DeVoe and released their mega hit, The Poison album, featuring their signature song, Poison, #1, which is a #1 hit song. Do Me, #4. BBD, I Thought It Was Me, #1 hit. When Will I See You Smile Again, #3 hit. And Dope, #10 hit. The album went quadruple platinum, by the way, and they earned several different awards from Soul Train and the AMAs, having the best album and dance track. During this time, Johnny Gill was also topping the charts with his self-titled album. His hit features the hits Rub You the Right Way, which is a #1 hit, My, which is a #1 hit, which is Johnny Gill's pretty much his signature song, Fairweather Friend, #2, and Wrap My Body Tight, which was #1. His self-titled album did reach #1 on the charts, the R&B charts, as well during that time. Johnny Gill did also win Album of the Year from Soul Train and many more awards. After all the members were having success with their own different solo and group projects, the lead singer Ralph Tresvant came out with his self-titled album that featured his hits Sensitivity, which went #1, Stone Cold Gentleman, which went #3, and Do What I Gotta Do, which was #2 on R&B charts. The album will go on to reach platinum status and go even higher than that. So far, to sum it up, New Edition as a group started out as a 5-member group, had 2 successful albums that sold millions and won awards, lost a member who became a big mega Grammy superstar, then added a new member to help them win more awards, including a Grammy nomination and 1 Album of the Year. Went on hiatus and formed their own solo and group projects and became even bigger stars, winning awards and selling even more millions of albums. All of these guys started out in New Edition, and just being in the group spawned off superstars. So you can't deny that. To fast forward, New Edition would get back together with all 6 members, including Bobby Brown and Johnny Gill, and it would make the song Word to the Mother, which was a hit in its own right. This gave fans hope that there would be a New Edition album coming with all 6 members, and they were right. Fast forward to 1996, all 6 members made the album Home Again, which was at the time was the #1 album in the country. It spawned off the hits Hit Me Off, which went #1, I'm Still in Love with You, which was a top 10 hit, it was actually #7 on the chart. You Don't Have to Worry went #7 on the chart, and the hits Something About You and One More Day. Now, I know this is the album where there was the famous tour where some of the members had a big brawl and New Edition broke up sometime later, but if you look past that, this album was a #1 hit, which won them another award for favorite male R&B group for 1997 for the AMAs. All this is just for that album, So New Edition, they do it again. They making more hits. They can break up, get back together with the original members and Johnny Gill and Bobby Brown, and they can come back and make another album, have a #1 hit album. That's how good these guys are, well deserving of being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I know I left out a few things and didn't go over everything, but I wanted to focus on the highs of New Edition and them at their best and show everyone why they should be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Also, all 6 members of the group do occasionally get back together and go on tour and perform all their hits as a group and solo artists. So, come on. New Edition could just go out on tour with just the 6 members alone and perform their solo and group projects. What group do you know that has all those songs and all those hits as a group and solo artists can do that other than New Edition? What group do you know? What group do you know that could inspire groups like Boyz II Men, Jodeci. Oh, by the way, Boys to Men was also a group that Michael Bivins actually managed and actually helped put together and helped make them Grammy winners and superstars. Hey, Michael Bivins from New Edition. Thanks, Michael Bivins. So I'm saying, what group do you know could inspire groups like Boys to Men, Jodeci, High Five, Silk, Jagged Edge, and many more to form their own R&B groups? So, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I say to you, let them in. It's well overdue. And again, like I said, I know I didn't go over everything, as far as New Edition and solo members. Other projects, they did have Johnny Gill originally was a solo star before he even joined New Edition, and he also worked with Stacey Lattisaw and had a few hits here and there, like Half Crazy and Perfect Combination with Stacey Lattisaw, and they also performed other hit songs as well. Bell Biv DeVoe, they did actually have another album after the Poison album, which was called Hootie Mac. And to me, the album was a successful album because it went gold. Now, it was a major drop-off from the Poison album, which went quadruple platinum. But, to me, if you can go gold, to me, that's success to me. They did go gold for that album. And they had a few hits off of that album, like Something in Your Eyes and many more hits off of that. So to me, that album still was a success, And Ralph Tresvant, he released a couple more albums through the years. They weren't like his self-titled debut album, but, they still were good in their own right. And Johnny Gill, I would say out of all the members of New Edition, Johnny Gill, to me, is the most consistent because he, no matter what decade it is, no matter when it is, he can come out with a hit album and it be a hit, no matter what it is. I mean, you've seen what he's done with, LSG. You've seen what he's done with, his recent albums, the Game Changer albums, Game Changer 1, Game Changer 2, all of those were hits. So pretty much anywhere Johnny Gill goes as a solo artist, as a form of his other groups, he is successful. Also, Bobby Brown. You can't forget Bobby Brown because Bobby Brown, he was kicked out and became a legitimate mega superstar, And, he had also the Bobby album that he did. He also collaborated with many more artists over the years. The Bobby album was, to me, a successful album, too. It sold like at least 2 million copies and probably more than that, I know some people say that the Bobby album wasn't a success because of Don't Be Cruel. I mean, but come on, man, Don't Be Cruel. That album sold like at least 10 million. It's hard to top an album that sold 10 millions. And yeah, he made 2 million, sold 2 million records for the Bobby album. But to me, the album was still pretty dope too, and that's still a success because Bobby did win another award for being the favorite male R&B artist for that Bobby album. So, like I say, New Edition, whether they're together, all 6 of the members in a group making songs together or making albums, okay, that's a complete monster. They will make hit records and #1 records. But also, whenever they decide to go on hiatus and form their own separate projects and do their own solo projects, they're even bigger stars as well. So what group, again, do you know that can do that? It's not many that I know. That's why I say New Edition all day, NE for life. This is going to be my video for today. God bless everyone. To God be the glory, and thank you, Jesus. Praise Jesus. Have a good day, everyone. And Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, put New Edition in the Hall of Fame. They are more than well deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. Thanks.